Hello, hello. I hope this works okay. I'm using my AirPod, which is in my ear, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Liz Royce with 52 CEO, so happy to see you. I hope you're joining me from a very nice, warm, comfortable place today, and you're in a good mindset and ready to focus on the next strategy, which is ego. Is that a strategy? Getting rid of it is, and not having one and managing it, all those things. Those are strategies. So my cards is you don't need one. Don't compete with others. Think abundance, not lack. Now, I did make up these cards, so it's not like I'm reading it from somebody else. It's just been a while, and I forget exactly what I wrote on each card, but they really all do apply. And I came up with these on my own and through different experiences in my life, through knowledge, through age, right? All that comes into perspective because I have been having the opportunity for 28 years of listening to every single word people say and seeing them in very difficult positions and hearing their life stories. And so that's where these strategies come from. And I have seen an ego of someone really get in the way, because guess what that does? Kills relationships, personal and professional. When people have a really big ego, it's sad to see how it affects them, because oftentimes it increases not only your stress, but the people around you. And unfortunately, they don't practice as much gratitude. The ego kind of eats away at your gratitude. It makes you want to get greedy, like, oh, well, if they made $100, that means they took away $100 from me, which is not true. They often criticize others and themselves, and that's how you can tell your ego is talking, when you're being very critical, but in a really negative, bad way. We all know what that sounds like. It lowers your compassion. It's so sad to see people get very, very angry almost, and just bitter, and their ego takes over their hearts truly, and they're not compassionate people. It stops your growth, your learning, and most of all, your love, the love that you have for yourself and others. So watch out, which all of that decreases your happiness. So how are we going to fix it? How are we going to fix a problem with your ego if you have one, right? Number one, focus on the effort, not the result. And I don't mean keeping busy. We've talked about this before. If you're just doing things to keep busy, but not really working towards something, having an effort towards something productive, looking at the big picture, not looking at something, the minutia, right? Sometimes the minutia gets us down. Feel like, oh, I'm too good to, I don't know, today's trash day, take out the garbage, whatever it is, scrub the toilet, whatever that job is. Just check yourself, just really make sure that ego is in check, and be honest with yourself and others. Manage your emotions, right? And your thoughts. That is a really big place where that comes from. And unfortunately, that's a lot easier said than done. But again, it's a muscle. So the more that you practice it, the better you get at it. One of them is setting boundaries, right? Make it more about them than you, and set those boundaries, but let them know you want to serve them in a way that's productive for you and them. And remind yourself, sometimes the ego is infiltrated into you. Sometimes someone else's ego comes onto you, and you feel like you have to respond with your ego. You don't. Set a boundary. You can do that. And be humble. Give other people credit for things that they've done. Don't make it all about you. Again, this goes back to what I just said. Make it about them. And serve others, basically, is what the ego does not like. The ego wants to serve who? Themselves. Being selfish, right? Doing the things that they want to do all the time, even at the expense of someone else, even if it includes hurting someone. So just be aware of that. Keep learning. Such a great battle. Be a beginner at things. Fail. Try new things. It does open up so many new perspectives in your life to help your ego stay in check, that you're not the best at everything. And it's that little devil, right, that's on your shoulder versus the little angel. And we all know how that works out when we listen to the devil. It's usually not the best outcome. And lastly, and this is if you take nothing away from this strategy, except going back to the strategy of love, that is the opposite of ego. It is love. Love, love, love. It's really what almost everything comes back to. Loving yourself enough to do these things so that way you can love others. And it is amazing how the more you put out of that, the more it comes back. So if you find yourself having an inflated or increased or a large ego at times, just remind yourself, do I want to be loving or do I want to feel good about myself right now? And that's the ego talking. And the ego is very powerful and it works in mysterious ways that often we don't recognize. So ask someone close to you who you know will be honest with you if you do need that check, and let them know that it's okay to let you know if you're crossing over that line. And so I hope today that you let that ego go and you spread the love that I know is within each and every single one of you. I want you to know that I love you and I'm so proud of you and how far you've come. This is strategy 33. Oh my gosh, we have less than 20 left. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for watching. Liz Royce with 52 CEOs. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.